5 abandoned towns from around the world. Abandoned Russia. The strange city Chukotka. One of the strangest places in Russia. Going to the edge of Russia, I imagine something of that kind. Life here is really difficult, and in Chukotka you start believing that the climate prevents from building roads and normal existence of the cities. No stone or wood, no main building materials. In the 1990s and 2000s, people began to leave that small region, leaving behind abandoned towns and villages. I advise nature lovers to go to Chukotka, but I did really like it. The low hills with grass. Tundra is rather boring spectacle. From wild animals I have met only a family of 3 cranes have sat down to rest. Chukotka Autonomous District has long been completely closed. Even now there is the border area, and upon arrival the officers even check passports. The area is very close to Alaska, 600-700 kilometers long, but walking or transport ride is impossible. Militaries in Chukotka left notable legacies. Nearly all abandoned places still belong to the Ministry of Defense. The barrels are former warehouse of the combustive and lubricating materials in the vicinity of Vonadira Airport. Secret Russian places. Skvarchely, Georgia. This Soviet ghost town is technically located within a country called the Autonomous Republic of Abkhazia, which is only officially recognized by 5 other countries. To the rest of the world, these are just the remains of another Georgian town that supplied the Soviet industrial machine. The town was constructed back in the 1940s to supply coal to the Soviets. As such, it was built to last long into the future. However, during the War of Independence in the early 1990s, the town fell to Georgian forces. Skvarchely was occupied by the Georgians for more than a year, until Abkhaz forces reclaimed the town with the help of the Russians. Sadly for the town, it was too late, as the Soviet era was already in decline. The population of the town steadily dwindled until it was eventually abandoned for good. Nowadays, it serves as a creepy reminder of life at the height of the Soviet Union. 3. Gilman. The abandoned mining ghost town in Colorado. The ghost town of Gilman, Colorado sits at an elevation of 8,950 feet, 2,700 meters, on a dramatic 600-foot, 180 meters, cliff above the Eagle River on the flank of Battle Mountain. It was founded in 1886, during the Colorado silver boom. John Clinton, a prospector, judge, and speculator from nearby Red Cliff developed the town and the nearby mining operations when gold and silver were discovered in 2 vertical chimneys at the Groundhog Mine, which continued to produce gold and silver ore until the 1920s. By 1899, it had a population of approximately 300, as well as a newspaper, called the Gilman Enterprise. During the early 20th century, the mining operations transitioned increasingly to zinc, although the Eagle Mine was still the leading producer of silver in the state in 1930. The mining district became the richest and most successful in Eagle County. Between the 1940s and 1980s, zinc was the principal product of the mines. By the 1980s the mining operations had become unprofitable and the groundwater contaminated. In 1984 Gilman was abandoned by order of the Environmental Protection Agency because of toxic pollutants. Since then the town has been vandalized and the main street has been heavily tagged. It is said that there are no intact windows left anywhere in the city anymore. However, many parts of the town remain almost as they were when the mine shut down. 4. Belchite, Spain. Belchite, Spain. Another ghost village with a torrid history. Belchite, in the province of Zaragoza, was the site of fierce fighting in the summer of 1937 between General Franco's troops and the Spanish Republican Army. A new village was built a couple of years later not far from the ruins of the old one, which were left standing as a memorial to the conflict. The town appears in both the adventures of Baron Munchausen and Pan's Labyrinth. 5. Rhyolite, USA. Rhyolite, USA. Nowadays we live in an age of pop-up shops, but during the gold rush in Nevada it was an era of pop-up towns, says the Telegraph's David Millward. Settlements mushroomed as thousands came west to seek their fortune. But as fast as they grew they disappeared, leaving derelict buildings and at times complete ghost towns. Rhyolite, a 2-hour drive from Vegas, is one. It grew at an astonishing rate after two prospectors, Shorty Harris and Ed Cross, discovered gold in 1904, said David. Word traveled fast. Thousands staked claims and according to the 1910 U.S. Census, the population